Today I'm going to talk about Payne96. Payne96 is a Yugituber who made his channel on November 20th, 2015 and became known as that one guy who usually comments in various Yu-Gi-Oh videos about how many days he's waiting for new Volcanic support to arrive. Now, while he did create his channel on November 20th, 2015, his first video was Pyro Best Deck created on February 25th, 2021. His last video was the main reason why Simone is so good at Yu-Gi-Oh! On December 13th, 2021, and a since have not made any new Yu-Gi-Oh! Videos, but he is active on Twitter. Now, I like to suggest some new ideas that I have for Volcanics and what kind of like new support or retrains I hope to see as the legendary duelist set based on characters that use fire type decks have arrived. And, while it isn't confirmed that Volcanics will be featured in this set, I just hope to God Volcanics does not get shafted in favor of like other fire type archetypes in the anime. Now, first idea I had was Volcanic Doomfire retrain. Volcanic Doomfire is very hard to summon. You have to send Tri-Blaze Accelerator from your field to the graveyard, and to get Tri-Blaze Accelerator on the field, you have to send Blaze Accelerator from your field to the graveyard. In addition, this card has like no no protection whatsoever. In addition, it has a weird effect to just force your opponent's monster to battle it, but it doesn't matter because your opponent is just most likely gonna blow up this card with either like a monster spell or like trap removal. I think a retrain that I had in mind would just make it easier to summon. Just make it so you can special summon this card from hand if you control like a Blaze Accelerator. In addition, just give it some kind of like removal effect or like negation effect that you could also use like on either player's turn once per turn. And yeah, ditch the whole like force your opponent's monster to battle it. Maybe give it an effect that during the end phase, if this card's on the field, just like inflict, I don't know, X amount of burn damage to your opponent, just to kind of keep in theme with how some volcanic monsters inflict burn damage to your opponent, in addition to kind of like, these cards inflicting burn damage as a way to work around Blaze Accelerator's downside, which leads me into my next point that Blaze Accelerator should get a retrain because while you do get to destroy like one card on the field by sending a Pyro type monster with 500 attack or less to the graveyard, and you get to do it multiple times because it's a continuous spell card, you have to give up your battle phase to do so. Now, I get that Konami was trying to like balance out this card. It's like, okay, we'll give Volcanics like easy access to like spot removal, but at the same time, we limit uh the Volcanic player from doing damage by a lot by having them give up their battle phase when you activate this effect. Now, this card, I think like the downside like just really sucks for Volcanics, especially considering like how Volcanic has aged over time, which is very poorly like most other archetypes within this game. But yeah, I would just like to see like a Blaze Accelerator retrain that, it's just treated as Blaze Accelerator on the field, and like okay, you could just keep the same effect, but like you just don't give up like, your battle phase, just pop one card on the field. I don't know what else you would like really slap on Blaze Accelerator. Just like anything will do. Just like get rid of like Blaze Accelerator's downside, and I don't know, maybe like make like the requirement to send like a 500 attack pyro type monster to be like maybe a little bit more flexible. Like how about like any volcanic card or any like Blaze Accelerator card? You could use that instead to like, just like get Blaze Accelerator's like pop effect. Although like you could definitely just like keep it intact and just work with the limitation. Just make it so you don't give up the battle phase. I already repeated this a couple times, but now let's move on. Now, My next idea was make some good level 4 volcanics that can like swarm the field to give the deck easier access to like rank 4 toolbox because Volcanic Rocket is like their best monster that you are gonna like summon on the field. Make more ways to get easier access to Blaze Accelerator besides Volcanic Rocket. How about make a new target for Blaze Accelerator? Although Scatter Shot and Shell are good cards, maybe a new target that allows you to banish a card on the field instead of like destroying a card when you send it to the graveyard with Blaze Accelerator to get over cards that can't be destroyed by card effects or float after being destroyed. Maybe make a volcanic fusion monster to keep in line with the theme of GX because GX was all about fusion. Just look at the main character and how he uses elemental heroes and how that archetype is just, revolved around fusion something. How about a field spell that maybe gives some protection to your volcanic monsters and Blaze Accelerator cards from at least being destroyed, in addition to being able to send like or either like add a volcanic from deck to hand or send a volcanic from deck to grave on activation or let it be a once per turn to basically like set up plays and whatnot. How about giving volcanic a solemn judgment for an archetype that can be searched relatively consistently for a turn one negate on the field? I don't think that's totally unreasonable. Just look at Salamangreat. And last but not least, make Bonfire a actual card. Like if you don't know what this does, it's basically like reinforcement of the army, but for fire type monsters. I mean, I don't think it's like the most unreasonable thing to ask for. I mean, just look at like water and all its like generic support cards. Like fire doesn't get like anything. Like if you are light or dark or water, like you just do not have like good generic like elemental slash attribute support card. Like, come on, man. Like, if Konami really wanted to make like bonfire card, like you could just limit it to like volcanic monsters that are fire and level 4 or lower. But that's all I have for this video. I hope you found it interesting. And I can't wait to see how the new volcanic cards come out and see how well this video aged. Until next time, goodbye.